I'm never surprised by controversies that are whipped up in Washington. Right? That's par for the course. But I'll repeat what I said 2 days ago.
And what was that?
We have a basic principle. We do not leave anybody wearing the American uniform behind.
Oh, stop. That's not what you said 2 days ago, Mr. President. Doesn't mind you. You're pathological. You said we don't leave anybody behind. And somebody said to you, Mr. President, Benghazi, we left 4 behind. They begged us for help, remember? No, I was sleeping. I don't remember. Wasn't that the day that I needed my rest to go to the fundraiser in Las Vegas? Yes. Oh, that day. Well, blame it on Hillary. Anyway, so of course we left people behind. This president specifically left people behind. So, you know, you got to have an ear for the words they use and the spin they use. It just comes at you. It's flying fast. So we do not leave anybody wearing the American uniform behind. And, of course, for those soldiers who died trying to define Mr. AWOL, the POW, well, their families are left behind without their sons. I love the way Obama's trying to take the moral high ground on this. And all of his spokes idiots and the red, they're trying to take the moral high ground on this when, in fact, there's nothing moral about releasing these 5 subhuman barbarians at all. All right, I want to move on. I said I would, and I will. Doesn't mean we can't talk about this with our callers and so forth, but we have a refugee problem, and it is growing on our southern border. And I will be the first to call it a refugee problem because that's what it is. I want to read you something from KRGV.com, Channel 5 News, McAllen, Texas. I'm on in McAllen, Texas. And there's a lot going on in and around McAllen, Texas. Folks coming through the, I talk like Obama. Anyway, illegals coming through the southern border. It starts this way. Central Americans say news reports in their countries are encouraging them to make the journey north to the United States. A mother and child told Channel 5 News that the message being disseminated in their country is, quote, go to America with your child, you won't be turned away, unquote. I got to thinking, that's exactly right. I look here at the Washington Times. DHS renews non-deportation policy for dreamers. See the words? See how this is what Marxists do. The Obama administration announced today, despite the growing refugee problem on our southern border, that it will renew the non-deportation for young adult illegal immigrants, meaning that more than 560,000 so-called dreamers who are part of the program will be allowed to continue living and working in the U.S. with no fear of deportation. That, on top of the fact that we are not deporting new arrivals if they get through the border. Remember, unless they're criminals. And in Jeb Bush's words, well, they haven't committed a felony. Folks, our politicians are not only letting us down, they are at war with us. I don't mean an armed war, obviously. I mean they're at war with us. They are trying to change, literally, the nature of the citizenry. I'm not talking about race. I'm not talking about skin pigmentation. I'm talking about the importation of people into this country, many, if not most of whom are illiterate, many, if not most of whom are unskilled or low-skilled, that are going to drag down our towns and our states in terms of their budgets. Law enforcement, schooling, charitable organizations overwhelmed. Our federal budget. You see these hack politicians. By the way, I said it the other day. Lawlessness, when it comes to politicians, is contagious. Lawlessness is contagious. When Obama ignores the law, changes the law, whether it's immigration or healthcare, whatever it is, you see some of these left-wing Democrat governors doing it. Not just them. You see Kasich in Ohio doing it. There, I said it. I've got this idiot governor in Virginia, Clinton's old bagman, what the hell, Terry McAuliffe. There's a report, I think, in the Washington Compost that he's scheming now to impose an expansion on Medicaid, 400,000 more people on the dole, despite the fact that the state legislature has never authorized it. Well, sure, why the hell not? He sees his great hero, Obama, doing it. Attorneys general in the states are doing the same damn thing. Well, I believe in same-sex marriage. Who gives a damn what the people voted? Who gives a damn what the state constitution says? You have a culture of official lawlessness, institutionalized. And because it's pushing the radical left agenda, it's dressed up as virtuous. It's amazing. It's dressed up as noble, as courageous. And yet it is the poison that kills society. That's what it is. It's the poison that kills society. All right, let me circle back. So they are being told, in the poorest of countries south of the border, if you can get to the United States with your kids or get your kids to the United States, they won't be returned. And this is a growing problem now. I've been talking about it for 3 weeks, maybe 4. The woman said she wants a U.S. education for her daughter. I just want you to think of Jeb Bush and what he said. They're just coming here for love. Well, then, by all means, let's bankrupt the nation. By all means. All your huddled masses from all over the world. Why should we limit it to Central and South America? What about Africa? What about Southeast Asia? What about Eastern Europe? What about Iceland and Sweden and Switzerland? What about everybody? And then you lose your country. Your country collapses. The legal system collapses. The civil society collapses. The republic collapses. No country can do this. No country would want to do this with these damn knuckleheads that we have running our country. She says, the woman said she wants a U.S. education for her daughter. I want to study, said the girl who hopes to one day become a doctor. A Channel 5 news crew met the mother and daughter 3 hours after they crossed the border illegally. They were lost and searching for Border Patrol agents because now the Border Patrol agents can't send them home. Why? I just told you why. They're not going to deport them. I was planning to go to McAllen, Texas, then call a friend for her to send me money on the bus, said Bershien Diaz. Bershien Diaz says she has no family in the United States. Her hope of staying here relies on her little girl. We call them anchor babies. Anchor children. She said the message in her country is America's borders are open to all families. Now, the news reports in Guatemala say mothers and small children are getting bus tickets, says Bershien Diaz. Quote, I said, I need to act right now because this will end and my girl won't have a future. Right, Jeb Bush? They love us. So come on, get your bus, come on in. Then all these politicians will trip over themselves telling us, what are you going to do, send a kid home? All because they refuse to secure the border. They refuse to secure the border. And they're going to keep up this phony comprehensive immigration reform. I don't care if they do it in salami pieces with their salami tactics. One piece at a time. Well, first we'll do the border, then we'll do that. No. First you do the border and hands off. Let's watch and see how that works. We've been lied to every single decade about this. I love when Reagan did an amnesty. Yes, but he insisted on securing the border and they wouldn't fund it. Just like in 2006, 2007, they were supposed to fund the completion of physical obstacles on the southern border and they won't. You see, Johnny Boehner, it's not just Obama we don't trust. We don't trust you either. We don't trust any damn one of you. And you got Cantor in there running in the Republican primary in Virginia, all over the map, smearing his opponent. He's got millions of dollars in campaign funds. Now I see his wife as part of the Chamber of Commerce. His wife sits on the media company that owns the Richmond Times that's been trashing her husband's opponent. It's sick. It's corrupt. It's Rome. It's Rome. Not Rome today. You get my point. Ancient Rome. We even had Caligula, Bill Clinton, right? Caligula, Bill Clinton. There he was. Still there. Let me continue. Bershien Diaz said she has a haunting past. She was deported a year ago. And she's back. This time with her daughter. Because she knows, get across with the kid, and you're made. You're good. M-A-D-E. Her fear is the deportation will break up her family. Don't worry, Ms. Diaz. That's also Jeb Bush's fear and Obama's fear and Boehner's fear. They don't want to break up your family. I love it. They're here no fault of their own, these children. What the parents are bringing them here? Suckers! I'm afraid of being sent back to my country. I don't have any family in the United States. I just have friends. Oh, sorry. Well, bring the whole family then. What the hell? She worked in California restaurants until she got caught. She would send money back to help her daughter. The signs of malnourishment are evident on the young girl. See, this is inhumanity. This is what we are doing through this administration. through Democrat leaders and Republican leaders. We are encouraging this bad behavior. We are encouraging lawless conduct, not just within the United States, not even on our immediate borders, but throughout the world. What are you, xenophobe? No, I don't even know what the hell that is, quite frankly. It's a good Scrabble word. What are you, a schmuck? Not you folks, you know. The libs. Bergen Diaz said they endured harassment in Tampico. She said members of the Zetas drug cartel tried to kidnap them. They chased us to kidnap us to request for ransom. She said they barely escaped. This is horrible. Bergen Diaz says she found corruption in the Mexican government. Oh, do tell. They were asking for 500 pesos, 600 pesos. Pesos? Shouldn't they be asking for euros? It's a whole other story. The federals took that money from us. Oh, the police in Mexico. They took the money from a mother and her baby. Meanwhile, that damn corrupt government, with their damn corrupt ambassador, with their damn corrupt councils, corrupt in the sense, political hacks, pushing their agenda in our own country. They won't even control their own country. She said the Mexican federal police and immigration officers asked for money to turn the other way. Well, in our country, they don't ask for money to turn the other way. The politicians just ask for your votes to turn the other way. The immigration officers took 1,500 pesos. She said the threat of rape and kidnapping haunted them every day. So go home. Well, there's no hope there. You see, there's hope in America. All we have to do is get to America. Not the legal way, the illegal way. Unbelievable. So that's what's going on. This is spreading throughout the world, not just the hemisphere, throughout the world. People are being told, take your kids and go to America or send them to America, and we now have a refugee problem on our southern border. Folks, it's no joke. We have a refugee problem on our southern borders.